कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना जमुना तीरावनचारे जमुना तीरावनचारे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gora Hari Bol
His Divine Grace Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srilaprabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavarindra ki Srimad Bhagavatam ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naranjaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashthaprayesha Badhesho Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naisiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter number 15, text number 16. Yatra naishreyasam nama yatra naishreyasam nama yatra naishreyasam nama vanam kamadurghai dhrumaihi vanam kamadurghai dhrumaihi vanam kamadurghai dhrumaihi sarvartu sarvaruthu shribhi vibhrajata sarvarutho shribhi vibhrajat sarvarutho shribhi vibhrajat kaivalyam iva murtima kaivalyam iva murtima kaivalyam iva murtima yatra naishreyasam nama vanam kamadurghai dhrumaihi sarvarutu shribhirbibhraja kaivalyam iva murtima yatra naishreyasam nama vanam kamadurghai dhrumaihi sarvarutu shribhirbibhraja kaivalyam iva murtima yatra naishreyasam nama vanam kamadurghai dhrumaihi sarvarutu shribhirbibhraja kaivalyam iva murtima yatra naishreyasam nama vanam kamadurghai dhrumaihi sarvarutu shribhirbibhraja kaivalyam iva murtima yatra naishreyasam vanam kamadurghai dhrumaihi sarvarutu shribhirbibhraja kaivalyam iva murtima yatra naishreyasam nama vanam kamadurghai dhrumaihi sarvarutu shribhirbibhraja kaivalyam iva murtima yatra naishreyasam nama vanam kamadurghai dhrumaihi sarvatru shribhirbibhraja kaivalyam iva murtima yatra naishreyasam nama vanam kamadurghai dhrumaihi sarvatru shribhirbibhraja kaivalyam iva murtima. Word meaning. Yatra, in the Vaikuntha planet, naishreyasam, auspicious, nama, named, vanam, forest, kamadugaihi, yielding desire, drumaihi, with the trees, sarva, all, rutu, seasons, shribihi, with the flowers and fruits, Vibhacha, splendid, Kaivalyam, spiritual, Iva, as Murthiman, personal. Translation in purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srilaprabhupada. Translation: in those Vaikuntha planets, there are many forests which are very auspicious. In those forests, the trees are desire trees, and in all seasons they are filled with the flowers and fruits. Because everything in the Vaikuntha planets is spiritual and personal. Translation with repetition. In those Vaikuntha planets, there are many forests which are very auspicious. In those forests, the trees are desire trees, and in all seasons they are filled with flowers and fruits. Because everything in the Vaikuntha planets is spiritual and personal. Purport: in the Vaikuntha planets, the land, the trees, the fruits and flowers, and the cows, everything is completely spiritual and personal. The trees are desire trees. On this material planet, the trees cannot produce fruits and flowers according to the order of the material energy. But in the Vaikuntha planet, the trees and the lands, the residents and the animals are all spiritual. There are no difference between the tree and animals, or the animal and the man. Here the word murtima. Here the word murtimat indicates that everything has a spiritual form. Formlessness, as conceived by the impersonalist, is refuted in this verse. In the Vaikuntha planets, although everything is spiritual, everything has a particular form. The trees and the men have forms, and because all of them, although differently formed, are spiritual, there is no difference between them. The sense of the Vedanta part. Om Ajjanati Mirandusya Jnana Shalakaya Chukchunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pavshyate Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This is a chapter description of the kingdom of God. This chapter begins like the conversation of Maitreya and Vidura. So Maitreya is speaking to Vidura about the inauspicious children born out of the Diti. And because that inauspicious pregnancy produces a cloud, dark cloud all over the universe. So all the Devatar approached Brahmadev and asking, what is all about all this cloud, darkness is spread all over this universe? And they frightened. And related to the Brahma is describing, because Brahma know the reason behind why this darkness is spreading. So, the Aditi is an inauspicious pregnancy. There is a reason behind, but that's the reason Brahma is explaining what the incident behind this. That's what Brahma speaking here. So, Brahma say to the Devatas. So once upon a time there was a 4 Kumaras who are born out of my mind. Manasijat. And they completely spiritual. And they are travel all over the material world, as well as they traveling Vaikuntha planet. And they reached the residence of Lord Vishnu, Vaikuntha. So related to that, Lord Brahma is speaking from few verses. Lord Brahma said, my 4 sons, Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana, Sanatkumara, who were born from my mind, are your predecessors. Sometimes they travel throughout the material and spiritual lives without definite desires. After thus traveling all over the universe, they also entered into the spiritual sky, for they were freed from all the material contamination. In the spiritual sky, there are spiritual planets known as Vaikunthas, which are the residents of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and His pure devotees, and are worshipped by the residents of all the material planets. In the Vaikuntha planets, the residents are similar in the form of Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are the same form of the Lord who are the residents of the Vaikuntha. They all engage in devotion service to the Lord without desire for sense gratification. The residents of the Vaikuntha planets, they not have any personal desire to fulfill or enjoy. They all engage in the devotion service to the Lord. In the Vaikuntha planet is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is original person and who can understood through the Vedic literature. So, the head of the Vaikuntha planet is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can be understood through the Vedic literature. So, Lord is understood through the Vedic literature. He is a full of uncontaminated mode of goodness. The Vishnu is in the transcendental, with no place for passion, ignorance. She contributes religious progress for the devotees. This was till the last verses, what Brahma is explaining about the Vaikuntha planet. And furthermore, Brahma speaks today's verse. In those Vaikuntha planet, he is describing how the Vaikuntha planet, what are the persons are living, what the form of those people, and what the nature of that Vaikuntha planet. So, we always have the inquisition, desire to know that, okay, once we leave this, okay, we'll enter a Vaikuntha planet. What will be there in Vaikuntha planet? Is this like material planet or something is more enjoyable? Or is there so here is the proper description that Brahma is giving. Brahma by one place Prabhupada in Bhagavatam say, so in Chaitanya Charitamrita say, like how in material world that telecast some other planet, okay, what is happening? You can have some telecast through some waves, some mechanical or some electronics arrangements. One can see some other place, what is happening. Say a person is living far away. Similarly, Brahma saw by his own eyes what is the Vaikuntha planet is, sitting in his own place. Was the medium of vision? Penance. Brahma underwent a tapasya, penance, austerity for a long time. That is the way Brahma able to see the Vaikuntha planet sitting on one place. We have the vision of the whole Vaikuntha planet. That's the reason Brahma is able to describe. It is not some speculation Brahma has done, okay, this was the Vaikuntha planet. No. Brahma has seen and the Vaikuntha planet by the penance, by the meditation. So Brahma is in those Vaikuntha planets there are many forests which are very auspicious. In those Vaikuntha planets there are many forests. In this world also there is a forest. Similarly, Vaikuntha planets also there is a forest, and which are very auspicious. That means deer forests are not auspicious. Brahma is telling those forests are auspicious because the forest in the material world, you don't get everything from the forest. Because something, okay, in the forest you can get fuel, you can get. So everything is not getting. That's the reason we're cutting the forest and creating some industries and some cities and all, because we're not getting everything in the forest. So we have to create some more things to fulfill our desire. That's the reason we create. You cut the forest and make the agriculture, and we cut the forest and make cities. So everything, but the forest in the Vaikuntha planet is very auspicious. In those forests, the trees are desire trees. So, and in all seasons they are filled with the flowers and fruits. Yeah, Rishi Brahma is telling those forests there is a tree. In this material world also there is a tree. The tree in the material world, okay, some mango tree can give the mango. Banana tree can give the banana. Mean a tree is designed for give some kind of fruit according to the law of the nature. Those trees give some kind of fruits. And in the Vaikuntha planets, those trees not born by law of material nature. Those trees able to give a fruit whichever the desirer want. If a person in that Vaikuntha planet go and ask for a tree, for mango, it's give the mango. If you ask for the apple, it's also give the apple. Or you want some nimbu, it's also give nimbu. The all kind of fruit a tree can give. That's the meaning of here. Now it looks very funny for us how it, but the Brahma is explaining it clearly. If you go and ask any tree, and that tree, and it's fact, if you see the ability of the spirit, a spirit is all powerful, which is Amsha of the Lord. Lord is all powerful, unlimited. Then his Amsha also qualitatively. All the quality was the Lord is having. So that's the reason in the spiritual world the tree is able to, one tree can give all the other trees what are the fruits can give. Like that. And it's not here in the material world, is also happening. A tree is a seasonal flowers. Okay, some mograss give flower in some season. Rose will give flowers in some other season. Or some fruits are give some other season. Not all the fruits in all the seasons, all the flowers in all the season. No. But in spiritual world, it is like all the fruits and the flowers are available throughout all the time. Whenever you want, whatever you want, everything is available in Vaikuntha planet. Here is shortage of that. That is inauspicious. Yes, here is the forests are not. In the Vaikuntha planet, the forests are auspicious. In the material world, the forests are not auspicious. So, the very important informations in the Bhagavata is explaining about. In the material world, there is a kala, time. So, Krishna says in Bhagavadgita, I am come in the form of kala and take away everything. Time. So, in the material world, everything is under the control of time. So, time is pushes different sufferings in the material world. A person born, grow, old, diseases are there, so many problems are in the material. The kala, the time is pushing him. And one day he'll die. So this is the nature of kala in the material world. And Krishna says there is no kala, time is not there in the spiritual world. In material world only kala is pushes a person to the different changes in the body. And all these changes, Shri Radhekrishna, Shri Gopavrinda, srilaprabhupada. When kala is changing, we undergo so many transformations. Those transformations sometimes is favorable and liking and enjoying. Some of the transformation is not liking. Okay, becoming young, you may be liking. When you become old, you're not liking. So the transformation changes in the material world is pushed by the kala time. It sometimes is favorable, sometimes is not favorable. So here, okay, morning and night, okay, time passes, okay, the person is going very closer to the death. Again, not favorable. So Shastra also says this material world is a replica of the spiritual world in a perverted form, not in the real form. You are able to see everything what is happening in spiritual world, in the material world. But whatever happening in the spiritual world bring a more and more enjoyment in every moment, but in the spiritual world need not be. Sometimes some flickering enjoyment, and many times there is a pain, suffering. Now here also day and night are there. That means in spiritual world there is no day and night. Okay, kala is not there, then day and night is not there in the spiritual world. And all the time, or day or all the time night. So in the spiritual world also there is a day and night are there. Here every day and night we have become more older and older and older. In the spiritual world, day and night don't bring oldness. You don't become old. And day and night are required for the enjoyment, right? No? It's required for the enjoyment. Okay, there are also day and night. And those day and night only for as a leela, for enjoying, not pushing a person to become older. No. They're all-time youth in the spiritual world. So this is the difference. The sample of the spiritual reality we see it happen in Vrindana when Krishna personally descended in this material world. Vrindavan is the sample of the actual spiritual world activities. They're also playing, taking cows. So don't think that, okay, there is no cows. So everything are there. So the Vrindavani is a sample, but we not able to understand. Okay, Vrindavani is the same exact of the Goloka Vrindavana what has happened when Krishna is descended in Vrindavan. That's the reason Narottama Das Thakur is singing, okay, only purified mind we are able to see the Vrindavan actually. If we, our senses, our mind, our Atma is not purified, even though Vrindavan in the front, we are not able to see the actual Vrindavan. So that is what I say. When I purified, then I able to understand what is a Vrindavan is. Even the Vrindavan is there. So there's a sample. Okay, when Krishna came to this material world, Krishna played with the gopis. He played the covered voice and did a leela, everything. So you should understand that, okay, these are the leelas are there even in spiritual world, and Krishna is performing the leela with his devotees. Like in Vrindavan, each and every residence, not only human being. This is what Bhagavatam explains. Cows, birds, everything is attracted to Krishna and engage, give the pleasure to Krishna. In Vrindavan, when Krishna was personally was there. That was the activity in the Goloka. This is what that is a sample Krishna is showing. Like times, for example, some movie, in the beginning of the movie, the highlights of the whole movie, mean what are the things highlighted in the beginning, so that will develop a taste. Similarly, to develop a taste for the people of this material world, okay, this Krishna has given the sample. Okay, this is a sample of actual Goloka Vrindavan. And still that sample to understand once you purify. That one Narottama Das Thakur says, when I purified, I able to understand what is a Vrindavana is. Also furthermore say, Prabhupada, this is a shloka. In those forests, the trees are desire trees, and in all seasons they are filled with the flowers and fruits. Because everything in the Vaikuntha planet is spiritual and personal. And this is very important. Okay, here's it. Everything in the Vaikuntha planet is spiritual and personal. So in the Vaikuntha planet, there is nothing is material. Everything is spiritual. Now here this table is material. In the spiritual world, table is spiritual. Now if the table little height, I can tell to the table little come down. So the table will go down. In order to make it now one more new table and put it. So this is what the spiritual world is, because everything is living. And all those living entities are ultimately give pleasure to the Lord in the Vaikuntha planet. And one more thing, okay, there are also different kinds of. Prabhupada is writing in the purport. On this material planet, the trees can produce fruits and flowers according to the order of the material energy. But in the Vaikuntha planet, the trees, the land, the residents, and the animals are all spiritual. There is no difference between tree and the animals, or the animals and the man. There is no difference. The animal, tree, human being, everyone are the devotees. A tree also devotee, animal also devotee, everyone are devotees. Everyone are conscious, spiritual, that means spiritual. When everyone are spiritual, there is no difference. Okay, in the material world, okay, the human being is superior to the animal. Animal is superior to the tree in this material world. In the spiritual world, there is no difference. Animal and human being are the same level. In all the consciousness, ability, everything are similar. Equally. So here we feel of inferior, superior. No, someone is intelligent, I am not so much intelligent. So someone is looking beautiful, I am not looking beautiful. All these things. And here also there are many other feelings. So someone is envious of someone, okay, he is superior to me, I am inferior to him. In the spiritual world, in the material point of view, it looks different, but in the people in the spiritual world don't make any difference, because everything is the pleasure for the Krishna, and Krishna wants everything. Even in the material world, to enjoy something, all these things available are required for to enjoy this fact. For example, only human being is superior. Okay, let all only human being, no other species or this. Then this is also very boring. This world. These are required. So, but still there is differences here, but in spiritual world, no difference. And even though differences are there in the material point of view, and the people in the spiritual world not recognizing those differences, because everything for the Krishna's pleasure, there is no difference. That's the reason we say, no, even we say that, okay, every service to the Lord, there is no difference, because everything is spiritual. In temple, you are preaching, or doing the arati, you are cooking, everything is equal, because it is what the fact. In the spiritual world, nothing is inferior or superior. Everything is equal, because everything is need for the from everything Krishna takes pleasure. And here also says spiritual and personal. And Prabhupada mentions here about the personal. There are also impersonalists. They say, when you attain the highest platform of perfection, you go and merge in. There is no personality. This is Mayavada philosophy. So Prabhupada is telling here, okay, the impersonalist be refuted in this verse, because he say Murtinaha. Murtinaha means personal. Everything is a person. So Lord also facilitate a people who don't want the personal form. Then those people go and merge in the impersonal form of the Lord, which is the Brahmajyoti. They merge in the Brahmajyoti. So those people who are not able to understand the higher perfectional stage of Vaikuntha activities, because of their less intelligent, not able to understand, that's the reason those kind of people will try for the merge in the Brahman. And there is no activities. Impersonalist is refuted in this verse. So, in the spiritual world, everything is personal, and they engage in service of the Lord. And all the activities are the pleasure of the Lord. This is the beauty of Vaikuntha. This is what the difference, why we are in the material world. Even in the material world also, each and every person is motive is ultimately to pleasure, give the pleasure to the Lord. And that very moment, we will become spiritual. Because our contamination, because the reason what we came to this material world, because of the independent enjoyment of this material world. So even that independent enjoyment is totally cleansed and engage in unmotivated devotional service for the pleasure of the Lord. And in this material world, one can experience spiritual pleasure. What the residents of the spiritual sky or Vaikuntha Loka is experiencing all the time. So, this is the glories of the Vaikuntha planet as Brahma is explaining to the Devatas. So, and even though these are the descriptions Bhagavata explains, but still it is very difficult for us to conceive the reality of the spiritual world, because our experience is limited to the matter, because our senses have the ability to understand the matter. Beyond the matter, our senses not able to understand. So, our experience is only matter. We not have any experience of how the spirit is, spiritually is. Still there is a gap between understanding, even though explanations are there in the Bhagavatam, but our understanding about the spiritual world is still very much incomplete. And some of the ideas we'll get from all this experience. Okay, now, a world is free from all the miseries, and we are all looking for a life which without any miseries. And Bhagavata, that's the reason describing, okay, there is a world where full of enjoyment. Not at all there is a suffering and anxieties. Why you can't try to go to that world? Instead of trying to be enjoying this world, and still repeatedly there is a suffering in this material world. And this is a reality of material world. So there is suffering in this material. Why can't you try? When Krishna is, that's the reason Krishna is describing all these things. Okay, there is a world which is free from all these anxieties, free from birth and death, free from all differences, free from all the duality of this world. And such perfection world exists. Why can't you go there? And why can't you live perfect spiritual life? So this is the description Bhagavata explained to conditioned soul to understand about that eternal and enjoyable Vaikuntha planet. Okay, I'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srilaprabhupada ki.